conductors in the next 24 to 48 hours. But let's shift focus to India's startup sector. And there's more trouble for India's most valued startup, Byju's. Deloitte has resigned as the edtech major's statutory auditor. The reason, Deloitte said, was due to a long delay and lack of audit readiness of the FY22 financial statements. Remember, Byju's is yet to report their FY22 numbers. That's not all. 3 board directors of Byju's have also tendered in their resignations due to differences with Byju Raveendran. This leaves only Byju Raveendran and Divya Gokulnath on the board. In fact, a few months back, the Enforcement Directorate had conducted searches at 2 of Byju's business premises and 1 residential property of Byju Raveendran for alleged violations under the Foreign Exchange Management Act. The ED had said that over 28,000 crore rupees in FDI was under the scanner. Shruti Mishra and Aishwarya Anand are joining us with the latest. Let me go across to Shruti first. Shruti, clearly more trouble for Byju's. What's next?
That's right. It seems to be a string of setbacks for Byju's. Deloitte has stepped down as auditor and Byju's has appointed BDO MSK Associates as auditor to strengthen governance. But what's important is what Deloitte has said in an email that CNBC-TV18 has exclusively accessed. And I quote, "The financial statements of the company for the year ended March 31st, 2022 are long delayed. We've also not received any communication on the resolution of the audit report modifications in respect of the year ended March 31st, 2021. Status of audit readiness of the financial statements and the underlying books and records for the year ended March 31st, 2022, and we've not been able to commence the audit as on date. As a result, there'll be significant impact on our ability to plan, design, perform, and complete the audit in accordance with the applicable auditing standards." End of quote. Now, remember, Deloitte had refused to sign off the company's financials of FY21, citing many red flags, especially on the company's revenue recognition practices, weak controls, poor financials of White Hat Junior, and a bloated ESOP program. Now, you'll remember in April, the Enforcement Directorate conducted searches on parent company Think and Learn Private Limited and found that it received FDI to the tune of about 28,000 crore rupees during 2011 to 2023. The company also remitted about 9,754 crore rupees to various foreign jurisdictions during the same period in the name of overseas direct investment. ED also flagged the fact that the company has not prepared its financial statements since the financial year 2020 to 2021 and has not got the accounts audited, which is mandatory. Now, in our many interactions over the last few months with Byju's, the company has maintained that it's working to finalize its audited financial results and FY22 numbers should be out soon. Well, now with Deloitte's exit, the jury is out if and when we can expect financials from Byju's. With that, it's back to you.
All right. Thanks very much, Shruti, for joining us. Aishwarya, let me come to you. 3 members have resigned from the board. What are you really picking up?
That's right. In a big development, 3 directors of edtech giant Byju's have resigned from the company's board over how the business was being run at the firm. Sources have told CNBC-TV18 that the 3 directors who have resigned are Byju Raveendran of Peak XP, erstwhile Sequoia Capital India, Vivian Wu of Chan Zuckerberg Initiative and Russell Dreisen Stock of Process. Shareholder sources have also told CNBC-TV18 that differences between the management and the board members had been building up over time and there was no immediate trigger for the resignation. When CNBC-TV18 reached out to Peak XP, they refused to comment on the development. Process too refused to offer any comments. Chan Zuckerberg Initiative is yet to respond to the development. However, Byju's has refuted this story and in a statement issued to CNBC-TV18 said, media reports suggesting the resignations of board members from Byju's is entirely speculative. Byju's firmly denies. The company has also called it baseless and that if there are such developments or changes, the company will share it through official channels. Byju's board comprises Byju Raveendran, Divya Gokulnath, Byju Raveendran, Deepta A.R., G.V. Ravishankar of Peak XP, Vivian Wu of Chan Zuckerberg Initiative and Russell Dreisen Stock of Process. Now, the resignation has also come a day after Byju sacked 1,000 employees in its second big round of layoffs to conserve costs as its tussle with lenders continues.
All right, Shruti and Aishwarya, thank you very much for joining us. And Byju Raveendran had spoken to CNBC-TV18's managing editor Shireen Bhan in January this year from Davos. He admitted to making mistakes, but also added that Byju's does not regret scaling up fast.
I don't regret the scaling this fast, but because first 5 years that, like, in a new segment, it's required. We made mistakes, but there's always an intent to correct it. It's because at the end of the day, we are not building this to get an exit and make a lot of money. There's not a single top-level exit in the last 12 months, even with so much noise. There's not a single investor who have actually taken an exit.
You know, you said that you're here to build an institution over the next 30, 40 years. You're not here looking to exit. There's been a lot of conversation and a lot of talk around the fact that you're in the market to buy back. Is that true?
The theme is right, that in terms of increasing ownership, and that's aligned with how will you run something for next 20, 30 years. You need to have, it's not just about having contractual rights, like having more skin in the game than anyone else is important. If you, if you are just building this for next 5 years, get an exit and do something else, maybe not, right? Like it's, by increasing the ownership, it's not that I'm getting additional rights.
All right, we'll keep track of that story for you.